Okay, today is January 22nd, 2012, and I'm sitting here with Jamie Gerlach of VCAT. So what was it like working on VCAT this year?
Well, VCAT was a lot of fun. You know, you meet a lot of people and you get to be known throughout the school. It's kind of a blast.
So what was your favorite thing about working on VCAT this year?
I think a lot of it was just having the freedom, you know, to do whatever you wanted and to work on stuff. Yeah, I think I was lucky to have some of my friends in there. You know, I made new friends too, which was cool. Except for Tony, I hate Tony. No, I'm just kidding.
So, who was your favorite person to work with on VCAT?
I'd probably have to say myself. You know, I mean, I think I do a really good job at coming up with ideas and bringing forth a lot to the table. You know, I think I'm well liked. I think I'm not too cocky or arrogant. The phone's ringing. I'm not going to answer it though. But overall, I'd say when we ask everybody else who their favorite people to work with, I think that they'd all say Jamie. So I'm going to have to go and say Jamie too. Yeah.
Okay, so you being an arrogant tool. Besides that, besides yourself, who would you say is your most favorite person to work with? Yeah.
Oh, I'd probably have to say Tony. I mean, I've known him for a long time. We usually have some good chemistry. And yeah. Other than that, I met this kid named Biagio through VCAT. I mean, he's pretty cool. I mean, he gets off task a lot, but, you know, I mean, we come up with some pretty good ideas. Yeah. Everybody's great in VCAT. You know, it's a lot of fun.
What was one thing that you've learned on VCAT that you think you're gonna carry with you like throughout your life and or college?
Learn to work with other people is great, and also using technology. I mean, I never would have learned how to use these like cool cameras and stuff without being in a film class.
What would you say your greatest trait as an actor would be?
I'd probably say my hair. It's probably my best trait. You know, I think it's pretty natural, and like I think it's one of my greatest gifts. You know, and God kind of just said, I want this guy to have great hair, and then the angels were like, who should we give it to? And we're like, we'll give it to Jamie, and that's how I got great hair.
Describe your journey as a film student at Verona Area High School. What you went through. Yeah.
Well, freshman year I was in my second hour class and the TV came on and there's a show called VCAT, and I was like, one day I want to be in VCAT. And so I said, I'm gonna take some classes and try to learn, because that was like around the time I started watching movies. I'd stay up to like 4 a.m. Sometimes not sleep, just watch a bunch of movies. I like movies. Even for my my English class, I made a movie to go along with one of my projects, so that was fun. And anyways, so then sophomore year, I don't think I took a film class, but junior year, I was like, you know what, if I really want to do VCAT, I better take a film class. So I took creative film studies, and you know, that just kind of enlightened me to all the different angles and shots and like types of movies and stuff, and like how to like produce like the film and how to use like the software and stuff, and that just kind of got me going. And I was signing up for VCAT, and I was kind of thinking like maybe I'd be like too shy for it or not be able to handle it, and once I got going, I just really liked it, and here I am. And you know, I thought it'd be tough, but you know, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and if one thing rhymes with tough, it's Jamie Gerlach.
I'm going to point out the fact that tough does not rhyme with Jamie Gerlach, or anything of that, even close to that. So I'm noticing your basketball team. What is that? Sheets? I think that's covering up your room, right? What's your favorite basketball team? Are you a native Wisconsin boy, or?
I'd like to say my favorite basketball team as of right now is the Verona Area Wildcats, high school varsity team, boys. I'm actually a part of the basketball team, and currently we're 1-13. It's been a rough season. It's been a struggle, but it's also been a journey, saying like when life gets you down, are you gonna make lemonades? Are you gonna make lemonade, or do they crush lemons?
What episode, if you can remember any, which one do you think would win the title of your favorite?
Oh, my favorite episode of VCAT. Oh, the Halloween episode was pretty fun. I threw down a couple sick donks. I scared some kids in the hallway. Biagio fell out of the dumpster. I mean, it was pretty fun. I chased some people in the woods. Overall, I think I was pretty involved in that episode, and I think it turned out really well. It was a lot of fun, and I think the student body of Verona really enjoyed it. And sometimes I get feedback saying oh, that episode wasn't that good, or those people didn't do a very good job. That episode, they all said, good job.
So I'm gonna stick with the looking back on your experiences at VCAT. How much do you think you've grown after this semester of VCAT, if at all?
Well, I think I've grown a lot.
What strengths do you think that you now bring to the VCAT for next semester, let's say?
Well, I think one of my big strengths was being creative. I think my creativity and my geniusness proposed a lot of great ideas and inventions for new segments. I mean, a lot of my stuff I thought was pretty good and pretty original. And I thought that's what really separated me from the pack. Not that it's a competition or anything, because a lot of people, I mean, everybody loves everybody, and everybody works with everybody. So, ELE, that's my motto now. New motto, ELE. But no, I think I really liked being on camera. I think that was fun. I think I gained more experience, and I think I became more comfortable on camera as the semester went on.
So now that we've talked about your strengths that you bring, what do you think are your weaknesses that you might have to work on in the future? Not only in VCAT, but maybe if you take a class like this in college or in general.
I think that my editing needs to be improved. The more editing skills I know, I think the better off I'll be.
What have you experienced in VCAT this semester that you think you'll have, you'll still have with you or take effect on you, even when you're, let's say, 40 years old?
I think my good looks and probably my hair. In all seriousness, I'm pretty sure technology will be that much more advanced. So I'm pretty sure what I can take from this class is my experiences and relationships that I've built, and lessons I've learned along the way. I mean, there's a lot of lessons I learned along the way. Like for example, if the camera's not filming, then the memory card's probably full.
Are you sure there's nothing else that you could work on to make you a little bit more successful in the future?
Sometimes it's hard for me to get up in the morning, so I mean, sometimes a little bit late, or sometimes I miss class. I mean, it's never on purpose, because VCAT's probably my favorite class of the day. I mean, it's probably the most fun. It's the most. You never have a bad day in VCAT. I'd like to take this moment to apologize to my classmates and Ms. Tremicus for missing some classes.
That's probably a life lesson. If you want to make it to class on time, set your alarm.
Another one I like to say is, why put off today what you can do tomorrow? But today is really yesterday's tomorrow. What I always like to say is, if you don't wake up in time, you're probably not going to make it to first hour in time, or in my case, second hour.
When you think of a news group, for me, the word team player comes to mind a lot. I mean, news team, assemble, that kind of thing. How do you think you did at being a good team player this year?
There's no I in team, but there's an I in win. And there's no me in lose, but there's a me in team. So really, the team's all about me, and if we want to win, it's all about I.
Really well said. I don't know about you, but I've noticed over the course of this semester just the intense popularity of VCAT and how much people like it. Being said, do you have any groupies, so to say? You know, like chicks.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of chicks checking me out. You know, on VCAT, they're like, "Oh, look, there's Jamie. That's a hot guy in VCAT." And you know, I mean, they come up to me in the hallway, be like, "Hey," you know, and I'm like, "Hey," and they're like, "You want to go?" And I'll be like, you know, I mean, I think you're great and all, and I think you're a really nice person, but you know, there's a long line, and if you want your turn, you're just gonna have to get in line.
Okay, on that note, we will be back quickly with more interview with Jamie Birdman Caw Gerlach from VCAT. Do you like the NBA?
Yeah!
All right, welcome back. We're here with Jamie Birdman Caw Gerlach. He's all out of Dr. Pepper. That's a shame. Oh, but hey, he's got 7-Up. Everything's okay. Okay, so the last question I think I'm going to ask you for today is concerning your goals that you set at the beginning of the semester. In your mind, do you think that you completed and achieved all those goals? Please explain.
Well, every other week we have these journals that we have to fill out, and at the bottom it says, "What are your goals for the next semester, or for the next week?" And I usually say do a pledge, mostly because I don't know if I struggle with it or I just don't want to do them. But I mean, I always do one a quarter, which is the requirement. But those are, I don't find the pledges are too fun. But overall, my goals in VCAT was to grow as a person, an individual, a teammate, a classmate, a student, a teacher, a learner, a producer, an anchor, a cameraman, a speaker, as well as a role model. You know, because people look up to the kids on VCAT, and that's what makes VCAT special. You know, because VCAT's kind of a place where you can be yourself and do what you want to do and be funny and be creative and be entertaining. So I think that's one way that VCAT stands out in the classes, and I think that's what makes it fun and gives it a lot of personality. So overall, I think my goals, I think I really did grow as a person. I learned a lot of stuff this semester, and hopefully next semester I'll continue to grow as a film student.
Spoken like a true champion. Thank you very much, Jamie, for that interview. This is Cody Austin signing off from Channel 1 News. See you next week. What would you say to
Okay.
I don't yeah, you could.